What's going on, guys, and welcome back. It is your boy Elio here today with another account review. Now I got the fresh cut going on. I know some of you guys are gonna be like, Elio, you look sick. Is everything all good? Yeah, man. The hair had to go. I was looking a little bit unkept, but that is no more. But anyways, in today's account review, we have Bezerg. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm probably doing it wrong, which is nothing new. But hey, let's get into it. Alright, so dude, I've already checked out your gym quality, and right before I go on about that, I want to give a shout out to this dude, Bezerg. He's been hanging out with me over here on Twitch from time to time when I do stream. It's always been a great time having him and a couple of other guys inside the stream like Zephyrix and Fell, etc. And it's nice having you guys over there, even though I'm not doing MSO content. So once again, shout out to you guys because you're the real MVP. But in terms of gym quality, your mons look fine. There was nothing out of the ordinary that I saw, nothing crazy like a Fire Wukong on triple recovery, or you know, like a Fire Amayoji on straight attack or anything crazy like that. So your gym quality is fine. The biggest issue is just that you're level 40, and gym quality in terms of, you know, subs and having completely percentage gyms versus complete, you know, flat gems or flat gems mixed in with percents, that's kind of low. But you're level 40, not a big deal. You should have access to Golem B7, B8, and B9, which makes sense as to why your gems are like that, because it's like I can only get what I have right now and work with what I have, which is perfectly fine. Not hating on that whatsoever. But once we can get your gem quality up, obviously your golden runtime will come down, which means number 1, you get more gold, number 2, you get to improve your gems, and number 3, you get to move on to other areas of the game without it being so much of a struggle. But once again, I just want to tell you guys, don't be afraid to use broken sets if you have to. Don't compromise of trying to have a mon on a crappy, and I mean crappy Valor set, when you can easily have that mon on a broken set pushing max crit, pushing max resist. Even if it's a broken set that doesn't really, you know, it can't really work with anything else. Even if you do get enough gems to make sets out of it, it's still going to be better than some of the stuff I've seen in account reviews. But that's it for the gem quality, so let's go ahead and move on to your next request, which was Golems. Alright, so we're at Golems here, and I'm sure that this was a team that you were working on for Golems. I'm not specifically sure what Golems you were doing at whatever point, but I feel like this was maybe your B10 team in the making. Maybe you tried to do this right before the video because, you know, I'll take a look at it. And from what this appears like, you have a good setup. But when I was going through it, I was thinking, oh, we could just throw in like Nike in here and you'll be good to go. But the issue is that you have no wave clearers at all. Like Nike is just there to tank damage and do a little bit of DPS. Water Persephone is purely for healing. And then Fire Persephone and then not Fire Artemis, but Water Artemis are sappers, which will only really affect this guy the most. So we can tweak this a little bit right here. And my suggestion for you is actually just dropping your Water Purse and bring in your strongest nuker that you have, which you're working on a Wild Fang, you're working on a Leo. You do have a Water Shinobi, but SP Siphon, especially him being single target, really isn't the best. Is Vamp even AoE? I never even used the Vamp, dude. He is AoE. What does he have? HP Siphon. He might be your best bet at this point in time. The reason why I'm not recommending Light Jack either is because Light Jack has to share aggro with Light Nike, and while Light Nike will survive, hopefully, implying that these mons are level 60, Light Jack's not going to cut it. She is going to get demolished in there if there's just 2 light types. And I know you're a big fan of Tiger. Issue with Tiger though is that I'm pretty sure he's single target because I haven't used one of those either. And single target pretty much actually is damage all foes. I thought it was single target. But even if you brought him in there though, the stun really isn't going to do too much for you. 60% chance for 1 turn. That's meh. That's not what you want. So I would just recommend bringing in your strongest nuker, which at the moment seems to be Fire Vamp. But you're also working on a Fire Leo, a Fire Wild Fang. I'm just pointing out some that you could potentially use here. Even Water Amayoji. Double Hunter, you could bring her in there if you feel like raising her up even to Evo 2 level 60 and just run this team composition for now. Is this optimal? No, but you're level 40, just starting in B10, it's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Not the end of the world at all, but my suggestion would be to just get strong enough with your gems to just drop the water purse and bring in some more DPS. And then eventually, once you can get hold of a wave clearer like Fire Draka or Fire Siegfried, congratulations. You can go ahead and drop like Nike, bring in your Water Amayoji, Fire Siegfried or Draka, Fire Persephone, and Water Artemis, and then GG. GG. Moving on next though is you had asked for more of a general overview for your account of just mons to focus on working towards as you progress, which is always a good idea. So we're going to focus here on predominantly just your Light Jack and your Light Birdie because they are both your only wave clearers that I will count as viable. I see that you have Light Tina here. She's Evo 2, useless. She's not going to do the job. She's not going to cut it. Her stats are just too low at Evo 2, and it's honestly not worth the investment, especially for Light Tina. I don't see a Dark Tina either, which is a rip, but that's okay. But what we're going to do here is just focus on your Jack and your Birdie. These two will be your predominant wave clearers. I'm not sure if you're using them both right now. It looks like you may be using your Light Jack, but I see that she's on a broken set, which is perfectly fine. But once again, my biggest suggestion to all of you guys, if a mon needs crit and you have a crit rate gem on them, and you don't have 0 gold, and that crit rate gem isn't maxed, even if it has crappy subs on it, you're playing yourself. You are literally playing yourself. You are destroying your ability for that mon to work properly just because you don't want to max out that gem. I understand that the subs may not be that great on certain gems, but literally a crit rate gem that is 5 or 6 stars should be maxed out. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's literally no point of having it unless you already had max crit at this point in time. So you're just hurting yourself in the end. So big shout out to you boys out there that's doing this. Just go ahead and correct that right now. You're saving yourself some frustrations. You may save yourself some time on running things because your mons aren't critting when they need to crit for both of their abilities, in this case, to work. So go ahead and fix that crit rate gem. You can also feel free to invest in your Light Birdie for now. That way you can run Light Jack and Light Birdie, even though I understand they aren't on siphon sets. But what I'm getting at is that hopefully eventually you can work towards getting at least one on a siphon set, and which I would recommend totally Light Jack. But you can run these two in story to help you level up all your other mons, because you're going to need mons at level 60 for content here on in. Like, that's not going to change. That is quite normal at this point in time to be hitting the 60 mark on a lot of mons. It'll help with farming, it'll help with exotic farming, it'll help with pretty much everything PvE in the game, except Tower of Chaos. I mean, maybe you can get away with that in Tower of Chaos, but I have other suggestions for you for that. Moving on though, I did mention for B10 that I would recommend that you either pick up a Fire Siegfried, which I see that you have a Water Siegfried, so maybe that you were trying already, or a Fire Draka in the future. I would 100% recommend you pick up either one, because they will be very, very important for you, not only clearing out B10 and making that run more stable, but you could also throw them in B11, you can throw them in Tower of Chaos, you can throw them in story farming, and I mean, what more could you want? What more could you want? So that's my suggestion. Focus on these two for now, see if you can get them a crappy siphon set, and then start planning and working towards a Fire Siegfried or a Fire Draka to help make things a lot more efficient for you in big areas of the game. Next up though is Titans. You didn't really mention Titans in here because you said you weren't a big fan of Titans, but I mean, I went through your mon box just to be curious because we're here already, and I mean, yeah, there's really nothing that you can do at this point in time in terms of Titan mons, just because there's nothing really here that's going to dictate me saying, you know, hey, you could build a team for this or build a team for that, because you have a couple Titan mons here and there, but it's not really like dedicated courageous strikers. It's more like debuffers / courageous strikers, which isn't awful. It's just that they're more supportive, while you just need like the actual damage dealers like Water Balrona, Wood Merlin, Fire Shinobi, etc. to really maximize your Titan setup. So I know you didn't mention that. I was just bringing it up to you for right now, that if you do want to do Titans in the future, feel free to reapply, and we can do another account review once that time comes. And I mean, the only other way to deal with not having Titan mons is just to pray to the gods and pull, and pull. I mean, that's literally it. And I mean, you can also donate if you want to donate money. That's up to you, but that's pretty much that's how it goes. That's how it goes. And also in terms of PvP prospecting, I know once again you had mentioned that you're pretty much just a PvE boy at this point in time. Your boy's a filthy casual, so he knows the PvE life. But in terms of PvP, if you were to get in PvP as well, my suggestions to you is picking up mons like Water Nightmare, great to have in terms of PvP, Water Shiva, you have Water Persephone, and then also Fire on my OG. Where's she at? These are all solid mons that you could rock on a PvP team. I'm not saying that you need 3 water mons for your PvP defense team, but I would at least pick 2 out of those 3. I mean, really, Water Nightmare and Water Purse are already pretty cancerous enough, and then you throw in a Fire on my OG, and hopefully like a Wood Mon or a Light Mon, etc. And you already have not a decent defense team, but at level 40, that's actually pretty poggers right there. That's pretty good. In terms of the attack though, there's nothing that really stood out to me in terms of offensive PvP mons. So once again, it's pretty much get lucky, pray to the gods, and pull. But it is what it is. You're level 40. You shouldn't be aiming for, you know, top 100 in PvP at this point anyways, because even if you had the mons, 100% guaranteed that you don't have the gym quality for it. 100% guaranteed. That's just how it goes. Alright, moving on here, we have Tower of Chaos, which is part of hopefully the PvE guidance that you wanted. And my thing with Tower of Chaos is either you can nuke through it, which looks like you're trying to do, but not too efficiently, or you can CC your way through it. At this point in time, it may be safer for you to try and CC your way through it. And what I would recommend is, once again, if you can pick up a Fire Siegfried or Fire Draka, that's always great to have a wave clear like that, especially since they're very, very strong, and they can help you progress probably quite well through here, just even on auto. But what you could do here with your team as well is bring in some more CC. Now, I noticed that you didn't have a Water Sura, which kind of sucks because his stun, 2 turns, that stun is pretty potent, dude. It's pretty potent, and it's almost free other than you getting Water Suras in there. So that's a mon that I would suggest having on your team, as well as I believe I saw a Water Odin in here. What was her stuns? I mean, that's 100% chance for 1 turn. I would pick Water Sura over her, but if you wanted to really push it today, you could bring in your Water Odin for now, but you might eventually feed her into something else, depending on what your plans are for her in the future. And then, I mean, you have Light Jack here to do wave clearing as well, but there is another mon that I feel like I'm forgetting. No clue, dude. No clue. So my thoughts in this process would be obviously bring in your wave clearers like your Light Jack and your Light Birdie for now. But obviously, like I said before, put in a Fire Draka or Fire Siegfried. If you can get both, that would be actually double poggers, and you're pretty much set in stone there. But I would also probably go and drop your Fire on my OG in there, because she does have SP Siphon, which can help you kind of control the tides of the battle, especially if you're doing this manually. She also has Defense Down, which can hopefully synergize with like Fire Siegfried, for example, once he gets his 5-star skill off. And if you're still rocking the Fire Jack in there, will help her do a little bit more damage on her 5-star skill as well. And then I would also bring in, it's up to you. I would prefer just Water Sura over Water Odin because his stun is longer. But I would bring in at least one of those just so you can have someone else that can kind of control the field and make things, once again, better for you. Now, there's a different way you could do this as well, and I would once again be relying on one of the Nat 5 wave clearers and not Light Jack. So you would basically keep your On My OG in here as SP Siphoner, and she can do Defense Down. You could then bring in Water Sura right here for more CC action, and then another CC'er, just like, if you guys don't know what CC is, Crowd Control. I have a video on Stun, which I need to do more of, but it's crowd control, so you can prevent the other team from acting. But if you even had like a Wood Indra or just another Mon with a decent CC / stun ability, you could go in with 2 CCers, the SP Siphoner / Defense Downer, and then your Nat 5 as a Wave Clearer to hopefully at least hit floor 100 of Tower of Chaos. Go higher than that, I'm not sure about that. It gets kind of, not like impossible, but it gets kind of annoying after the 100 threshold. But level 40 and being able to clear Tower of Chaos to 100, well, to floor 100 and clear and get the reward, you're on a good path, dude. You are absolutely on a good path. But basically to go ahead and sum things up, honestly, I would focus number 1 on Golems. Do keep in mind of the Golems B10 team that I showed you. Get those mons to level 60. Get them gemmed up as best as you can. Pour all of your good gems into them, because those are not only going to be your money makers, but those are going to be your gem obtainers for your other mon to build off of. So building them up will help build up the entire squad, and it should make content a lot more stable for you and have you be able to run content a lot faster, which once again results into more gems, more golds, not more golds, but more gold. Skill buff them up if available. Super evolution is not a super big deal, especially at level 40. It does help, but is it game changing? Not really, because we've done all this content before without super evolutions. But if you can swing it, swing it. Once more, if you're interested in Titans, there's really nothing you can do at this point in time in the future. Just, you know, let me know if you want to do another account review. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, you'll have 2 wave clearers for now, Light Birdie and Light Jack, to help you train your other mons up to level 60 during the story. After you get those guys to level 60, try and get a Poor Man's Siphon set if you can during the weekend. And I would probably put that on Light Jack over Light Birdie, because Light Jack has Hunter and should do more damage than Birdie, but I don't know stat for stat what their stats are. But even if you get a crappy Siphon set for one of those, hopefully if you can pull a Fire Siegfried or Fire Jacket in the future, you could always take those gems and swap it over to one of those and kick one of those mediocre wave clearers to the curb, and that will once again help your progression so much. Wave clearers help so much, guys. Like, it's super duper important. And if you want more Nat 4s, obviously you can save your Astro Gems and pull for more Nat 4s. Or you could do like I did recently in a video and try and save up some eggs, which you're going to be farming Golems B10 anyways for a while. You can stockpile, use some eggs up, and start pulling from there as well, which could be very, very helpful for you in the end. And also with the rebuff going on here too, I know that you're trying, hopefully you can at least get a Dark Miho and a Light Miho, and if you can also get a Light and Dark Yeti, all of those mons are pretty decent. Like, I'm not going to say that the Yetis are OP or even Dark Miho's OP, but especially for level 40, all of these mons are decent. You can use them especially in your defense team and have a decent Light and Dark mon and not your freaking level 50 Light and Dark Hunter. And, you know, you can also use them in other content in the game. Like Dark Miho, you can bring her pretty much anywhere. Even though she's not really a damage dealer, she can survive enough to make you clear out content. Is it optimal? No, but if you need someone that can just tank the blows and get that stage cleared for whatever reason, that's up to you. That is up to you, but I would highly suggest that you push for that. And the easiest way to push towards that is just to keep farming, keep getting these mons up to level 60. You should be encountering a decent amount of mons as your time goes down after you get Light Birdie to level 60. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, you guys. But wait, there's more. Ferrer, which is his IGN, not his IGN, but his name, at least on Twitch and Discord, has also requested a special polling. Now, I don't think I've ever polled on anyone else's account, or I just can't remember, but he wanted me just to go ahead and poll on his account for, I don't know why, because my luck isn't that great, but we're going to go ahead and do it, boys. We're going to end this video hopefully with something good for him. If not, we're going to end this video with a sad face. So let's see what he gets. Alright, Variant Loki, and then a Wood Wild Fang, which you could always feed into your other Wild Fangs that you're working on getting the Evo 3. And I'm not going to take all your gems because I don't take all my gems, so why would I take someone else's? You got a Lupin, a Cupid, and then another Wild Fang. Okay. And then keep it. You could also use in dragons if you don't have one built up already. So you have another slot right there for another mon to build and invest in. Water Wild Fang, that pool is kind of weak. We're going to go ahead and back up out of there. We're going to come back. I'm trying to use the Odin Sun method here. Does it work? Who knows? Does it make me feel better? Absolutely. Water Kira, we're going to have to back out again. Maybe I'll go over here to the mod box and then come back. And guys, in case you guys don't know, I do try to keep a limit of gems that I spend. Or, look, you get a Water Sura, that's exactly what you needed, dude. That's exactly what you needed. Then a variant Victoria and also a Yuki. But you need to start working towards him, dude. That's free CC. Almost free CC. Let's see what else we get, boys. Only Leo, bro? What? What? Let's see what else. I mean, there's not really too much gems going on here. But I did pull you another Water Odin, so that's something, I guess. Even with that low amount of gems that you had, that's pretty poggers, dude. We're going to do one more, and we're going to cut it off here because while some of you guys do this, I personally don't do it, especially with gambling. I never want to spend all my money in gambling because if you get nothing, it just sucks. It literally sucks. I always try and keep some gems on me because I can use the gems for energy. If something happens in a game where maybe I need to do another pull for Clans Festival or something like that, I could always have a little bit more gems to push out in case someone needs another gift. There is just comfort in knowing that I have gems left after each festival. That way I don't feel like I'm starting from scratch. Even if I need to use energy, it's there. I'm not sitting at one gem all the time. That's why I keep it there, just as a safety net for whatever I'm doing in the game. But let's go ahead and see what this other egg has in store, because I'm sure you don't mind. But I did get you one Nat 5, maybe not the best Nat 5 in the world, but a Nat 5 is a Nat 5 at this point. Dude, you got a Water Barona. I know you're not interested in Titans, but that's a hell of a pull, dude. That's a hell of a pull. What can I say, you guys? But yep, that's pretty much it, dude. Congrats on these two Astromon, especially the Wet Balrona, even though I know you're not super into Titans right now, but hopefully this is a good sign in the future. If you guys want an account review done, you have to join the Discord, which the description is in the link below, and either talk in the Filthy Casual Discord or DM me via Discord, period. You can send me a friend request up there, and we can work something out. You do have to be Google Play or Facebook, though, and just give me an idea of what you want checked out on your account. And I will see you guys later. So yeah, peace out.